What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here at NYCC 2019. We're here with Richard Pace, the creator and artist of Second Coming. You remember when we reviewed this book and we gave it rave reviews. Rich, thanks for being on the program, man.
All right. Glad to be here.
One of the things I really loved was how you progressed time in this and how God was just kind of almost like an absentee father who was always at work and Jesus was just writing his memoirs.
Yeah, that's Mark. That's mostly Mark,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Well, it was pretty key to actually really have a sense that this is the Old Testament, this is the New Testament. And there's a much more gentle, more human touch to the New Testament than there is in the Old Testament. Old Testament, if you read it literally, it's basically saying, I'm preeminent amongst the God. And that somehow that became a monoculture. There can only be one God now.
Right.
And it's not because there are no other gods, because we're only allowed to think about one. Okay? And the New Testament comes along and says, you know what, maybe we should just be nicer to each other. I mean, every time we go to their neighbor's house and rape and sack their kids, it doesn't end up a good ending. So maybe we should do less of that. So I think that's primarily the position of God versus Jesus in the book.
So how did we land on Jesus has kind of been a fuck up since they crucified him?
No. Jesus is not a fuck up. It becomes increasingly more clear. He's the only one who has actually got a positive message. And anything that good came out of religion really pretty much came out of what Jesus did. Right? So he's really the only benign character in the book. God's a fuck up. Sunstar's a fuck up. That type of power, that type of heroism doesn't have a good ending. Right? Jesus' philosophy and what his actual message was is the only benign thing in the book. And what happens is anyone who really, in our world, who acts like Jesus generally gets shit on. So that says more about our world than it says about Jesus.
It certainly does. I mean, the human race, I continue to find reasons to root for the asteroid every single day.
Best race ever.
Is there any key to like what Jesus has been doing since the time of crucifixion and then when God sent him down to like, hey, can you help my son out? He's not really, he don't know what he wants to do.
The uneven premise, and it's an uneven one because he knows too much about our world. But the idea is that God kind of sequestered him because he didn't like that he got crucified. So that's the gag. And the idea is that Jesus coming down and seeing how much his message got perverted. How many people have just said, well, that's all good, but we got followers and we want to make money. Right? So there's a lot of that going on in the book.
Rich, I'm looking forward to the conclusion. How many issues is the book going to be, or is it going to be an ongoing?
It's ongoing, but it's probably going to be somewhere between 20 and 30 issues.
Fantastic, man. I wish you the best of luck and enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for being on the show.
Great talking to you.